Hey, good afternoon, you guys. Come here, bring that to me. Bring that to me. How's everyone doing? I can only be on for maybe an hour. Then I gotta get off. How your choice, Towing? How is everyone doing? I listen, I'm tired. I am tired, but I said, let me get on here. I didn't do a video. No, I have not. Because I've been going all day today. And I'm not finished going. I still gotta get out again. So I was like, let me get on here and do a live. Um, I know we have been talking about the young doll situation, but I think it's also, people was like, well, why don't we start talking about something else? I was like, okay, I, I'm cool. We can talk about something else. And so I was downtown today. I had to, I had to go downtown, and trust me, when you're downtown, you have to. I have walked today with heels on, and I mean, I have walked. But I got what I needed done, and I'm tired. And thank God it was not that hot. But I was looking at, like, when I was in downtown Memphis, and he said screaming all the way from New Orleans. Hey, True Aquarius, I didn't know that you was from New Orleans. Hey, family, y'all help me wish my son. Tell your son a happy 31st birthday. I was telling, hey, Miss Cynthia, I was telling my daughter, I was like, "You 26. You're closer to 30." Thank you, Tashawn. I appreciate that. I be having so much going on. I do. And I think my issue is I was thinking about that today. I was praying about that today. I was like, God, my issue is I carry a lot of stuff on my own. Like I don't I've tried to have people to work with me, and then they can't be trusted. And so then I try and do everything by myself. Like, dog, the only people that I would really trust to work with me at this point is so weird. It's my daughters, right? And I was thinking about that today when I was walking downtown. I was like, I gotta start delegating some things. I gotta start delegating responsibilities. Um, Hey, Mr. Parker. Yeah, I was like, I gotta start delegating responsibilities because if I don't, I'm just gonna consistently um I'm gonna consistently be stressed out trying to do everything by myself. So I gotta um I gotta look into doing that, finding, hiring some people that I trust, that I can trust to work with me on some things. Anyways, y'all, Mr. Parker was actually one of the ones that requested that we started talking about. He's actually said open topic. But as I was downtown today, one of the good things was after I finished, I had to go to the federal building, I had to go to the city building, and then I had to go to the county's building, right? That's every damn building that the government got down there, okay? And I went into that federal building, y'all. They move so militant. They move militant up in that federal building. I promise you, they move militant up in there. Hey, Holiday Tracks. He said, sounds like you need a husband who is proficient in media and craves being in business with you. I would love to have a husband that is into the same thing that I'm into. Therefore, I won't have to have no issues because in the past, when I've dated guys, and I would say to them, "Are you sure? Because I'm trying to build something. Are you sure you're not gonna have issues with me spending so much time?" Like I used to spend like all night at my office, like almost all night there. I don't do that now because now I can do a lot of things at home, right? Especially like in the beginning. And then after a while, they would start having issues, with me spending so much time. But yeah, I would love somebody that understood me, that gets me right, because I'm emotional and spoiled and all that crazy stuff. And I think that's just every woman. Hey, Miss Diane, that's every woman. That's what men have to understand. Just about every woman that they're going to run into is I don't care how mature she is. Women are basically just spoiled by nature because that's what happened. Girls were always, especially if they grew up in healthy households, they had always had their own treatment. They didn't treat the girls like they treated the boys. That's just how it is. Okay. So it's always funny to me when I see men that don't really get that. Like, are you kidding me? The men want to be spoiled. Are you serious? You want to be spoiled? You a man. Cynthia said, good luck. I just decided I just let things come to me. You just have to let things come to you. I think that's the phase that I'm in now. Like I meditate and stuff a lot because if you let all people want to do is get you out of like a rim that you're in, a rim, if I'm saying that right. I know I'm saying the country. But once you start to meditate and stuff, if y'all notice, I ain't been cussing folks out like that, right? And that's because you have to get into your peace and then start working it. I promise you, like it seems like everything that I say that I want and I meditate on it. I have a peacefulness about it. I don't have an urgency for it anymore. Once you realize that people are just how they are, what you have to do is quietly handle things, right? My dad used to, I'm finally getting it. Like, you cannot get anything done when you have an urgency to do it, or you're in your emotions. I find that I'm more proactive when I'm peaceful with it, and when people feel like, and this is what people need to understand too, when folks feel like, well, you should be doing this, you need to do that. Don't ever let people give you that urgency of doing what they feel like you should be doing, because they'll send you out to do crazy stuff, right? But people have to handle things the way that they know how to handle it. And I've been finding that I get more things done. I'm more proactive. I have more proactive. I have more people to listen to me and to look into what I say when I quiet myself, when I'm in a peaceful realm. Okay. And I know that I need some things handled. Okay. So I have to get peaceful. I've been getting peaceful and quiet and getting that done, and that's working for me. And because it's working for me, that's how I got to keep it going. When something works for you, that's just, you have to keep that going, right? And so that's what I keep going. She has received an offer from that exact type man. Ask her what she said to the offer, Cynthia. Oh, Jesus Christ. What man was that, Mr. Parker? I have not received an offer from anyone. I don't think. My days run together. I forget. If you tell me something, I'm probably going to forget. Tamara, shout out to all the students that are home from college, UT. Yes, shout out to all the students. Also, there's a young lady that asked me to, she's a HR manager in Jacksonville, He said that's cap. Okay, Mr. Park. She's a HR manager in Jacksonville, Florida. They are looking for HVAC workers, and if you don't live in Jacksonville, they'll work it out, and they start and pay at 100,000 a year. I don't know about nobody else, but if you got the skill, and sometimes you just have to uproot and leave what you're familiar with. Okay. Sometimes that's what you just have to do. You just have to pack up and leave and go somewhere that where you don't know people and start all over again and live good. I've been to Jacksonville. It was pretty cool. But I wanted to talk about, you guys. We need change in our community. What does it start with? Okay. And I always say that it starts with us in our mindset because that's what it starts with, right? With us and us being proactive and all those good things. And then we have to watch the politicians that we elect around us, right? We have to watch the politicians. Kimbo says, absolutely, yes. Sometimes you just have to leave what you're familiar with. Sometimes it's better when you go somewhere and you can start all over. Sometimes when you are around, you have the same habits of being around certain situations. It can be toxic. Hey, come here. It can be toxic, right? When you have the same habits um and you're around the same situations, you're around the same people, but you can start going to a new land, a new area, and you do so well, you know. Sometimes we're creatures of habit. We don't want to uproot because we're afraid of the unknown. But sometimes that's the best thing that could ever happen to you if you just uproot and leave what you're familiar with, leave all of that behind and start new. It ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with doing something like that. You probably be happy. You start meeting new people. Um, you start meeting your purpose. Because I believe this is what I believe, and I've been in this lately too. Like we're all on some type of assignment. Life is an experience. We're all on some type of assignment. We can't get caught up in things that are not conducive to what we are put here to do, right? I think I always talk about, people go, you be telling people you love them all the time. Yeah, because that's what I was taught. I was always taught that if you tell people, my grandmother taught me this too, tell people you love them. You don't ever know. Sometimes people have never heard that before. I remember I had a guy that used to come on my show all of the time. And I hate I don't see him anymore. And people was like, I think he a little attached to you. But I remember he was up on the panel. This is when I first started vlogging. And he got ready to get off. And I said, okay, thank you for coming up. I love you. And that guy's voice started shaking. His voice started shaking. And he told me like later on he could hardly even hold back the tears, right? Sometimes, people have never been told that I love you. Nobody's ever told him that. And I do love people. You know what I mean to it, not the ones that ain't lovable, but I mean it's nothing wrong with telling people that, saying something kind to people. You might just make their day. I think sometimes people withhold stuff. They feel like if they big up somebody else, it's gonna take from them. There are as beautiful as we might think that we are, because I think that I'm beautiful, okay? All of this chocolate is beautiful, okay? There's always somebody that looks better than you. The prettiest woman in the world, that we know of, there's another woman that looks better. There's another man. There's always somebody, but I mean, but it's all in the eye of the beholder, because what one person might think is beautiful, another person might not think is beautiful. And I think people have issues with giving people accolades or telling them, you know what, you're doing a good job. I like what you're doing. You're going in the right direction. They want to withhold all of that and make things harder for people because they feel like it's going to take something from them. And so that's why I always talk about our community, because our community is, there's a sickness going on as it relates to our community, because it's that crabs in a bucket mentality, right? So it's nothing for you to tell a person, give a person a hand up. If I had give the did them a hand up, they're gonna get ahead of me. Everybody ain't meant to stay behind you. Everybody that you help is not going to stay on your level, nor will they stay behind you, because their assignment is different. So they'll probably rise above you sometimes, oftentimes. Hey, they'll rise above you oftentimes, right? Because that person has been equipped to go into places that you just were not equipped to go into. If you do it right, by the time you get there, they might be there to open the door for you when you make it to another level. But we're consistently pulling each other back into barrels and got that crabs in a bucket mentality, create bad karma for ourselves. Because surely when you do dirty stuff now, I promise to God, when you do dirty stuff, it's coming back on you. I promise to God it's gonna come back on you. And we are all guilty, because none of us are innocent. I say all the time, especially since I've gotten older. Listen, I have my own little things that I have to pay for because I'm not innocent. People have done things to me, and I sure have done things to get them back, whether they know it or not. Okay. But I have my own little things that I have to pay for, that I have to ask for forgiveness for. I think we need to deal with that and try and correct those little issues that we have going on with ourselves, rather than allowing other people to pull us into garbage to make us reap what we sow for something that ain't even got anything to do with us, because we're gonna reap what we sow now. So that's why I say, life is about, getting better, and the experience of getting better. Now I truly understand what they mean about, you know, fear is your biggest enemy. I had to go over to the federal building today to do a presentation, and I was tired, and so I was there at that federal building. And once I got there, at first I was trying to figure out a way to tell them people, because I got kind of scared. I was trying to figure out a way to get. I was like, no, maybe I was just trying to talk myself out of it, right? For some reason, I was trying to talk myself out of a blessing that had been presented to me, right? So I went over there, I did a presentation, and everybody moves real militant at the federal building. Afterwards, I was like, Lord, I don't know. I don't really know. I just don't know, right? And so then, when I was leaving, I saw one of the federal judges, and one of the federal judges was like, that was actually in that meeting with us, was like, "Thanks for your contributions. Keep up the good work." I was like, "Wow, they didn't even seem like they was responsive." But we will allow our minds, because in my mind, I was saying, "No, they weren't even responsive. They just look militant and this, and that." And then to actually hear that, I was like, "Wow, that was a good thing. That was a breath of fresh air." Because I was like, I don't know how I did. I got nervous and my voice started shaking and all of that good stuff. But and I had almost talked myself out of going in there and getting the blessing that I'm gonna get, because the person was like, in 2 weeks you'll be receiving something. I was like, oh my God. But oftentimes we just kind of talk ourselves out of stuff because we feel like whatever we did was not good enough, or we get scared and we allow fear to become our biggest enemy too. I do realize that, and so I know I was talking about we need change in our community. What does that start with? It starts with a different mindset. It starts with us coming together. Like, as you get older, ain't nowhere in the world you're supposed to be in your late 30s and 40s and 50s and stuff, and you're still doing stupid stuff. Stupid stuff that's going to get you caught up, right? Some people do stuff and they continuously do it because they feel like, well, I ain't got caught up. Sure enough, you're gonna get caught up because you're gonna meet the right person that's gonna make sure you get caught up, especially if it comes to um um as it relates to violations of people, right? And so I think that goes on in our community. We don't have issues with violations, right? And so we're consistently putting bad karma into the atmosphere. One of my favorite sayings is, people are always talking about, the devil is a lie. Every time something go wrong, folks sitting up talking about the devil. The devil, the devil did it. The devil then came and tried to got my husband acting up, or the devil got my kids acting up. And my favorite saying is, it ain't the devil all of the time. You might need to take a look at yourself, because a lot of times people are just reaping what they sow. They cause, they wreaking havoc at work, and got a supervisor's job, and they don't even understand what that position really is for. I know what the physical description entails, but they don't really know spiritually what they are there for. And that is to be a blessing. It's so unfortunate now that everything is about me, myself, and I. So because they ain't used to nothing, they at work wreaking havoc and causing other people turmoil. People go to work and to go home. I can see if you got a bad apple in the bunch, then what you need to do as a supervisor is correct that. But when you breathing all over folks' neck, and you mad at the little girl because she young, and she remind you of what you used to be, you can't button your damn pants up no more, and her clothes fitting her nicely. You want to run the girl who's got children off of a job, or you want to get on a nerve so bad that you make her quit. And then to wonder why people have the nerve to wonder why. I always talk about, what the devil doing this. No, you just reaping what you sow. A lot of things that people go through, it's because they are reaping what they are have sown, right? And so that's why I say we need change in our community. Kids are a product of their environment. So if you are on the phone gossiping in front of your children, and you're, especially if they're underage, if they're minors, and you gossiping and lying and talking about who coding who and all of that, what you're doing is you are breeding a bunch of messy children like you. So that's why I say that we need change in our community. When you liking them drug dealing dudes that's coming through and paying some of them bills, your son is looking at that. Your son is looking at how you praising and loving on, and acting like this dude is the best thing since sliced bread. Well, your teenage son sees the type of affection that you're giving this man that's selling dope, and it's obvious that he is. Well, it makes him want to go and duplicate that, right? That makes him want to go duplicate that, because he ain't got nobody telling him no different. And then, people are bringing that stuff around their kids. So that's why I always say, y'all, if we want some change, it has to start with us first. A lot of things can be changed instantly. And how it can be changed instantly? It can be changed instantly if we change our mindset, right? If we change our mindset, a lot of this stuff can be, you know, um, a lot of things would turn around. I promise you, a lot of things absolutely 100% would turn around. But we got to have a different mindset. Our community is definitely in a state of emergency. People say we're being judgmental. How Tamara gonna say something? She ain't never had no husband. I sure haven't. I ain't never had one. But I think about it now as I get older. I wish I had, you know, um, had a husband before I started having children, and a good husband, not just a pair of pants. But there's something that we are not teaching in our communities anymore, because when we start speaking about that, people go, well, you're just being judgmental. Whatever happened to the family structure? There's nothing wrong with telling young girls, wait until you get yourself a good husband that provides and protects and can provide for a family. before you start having babies. What is wrong with that? It's nothing wrong with promoting family structure, being married, but that's something that is unfortunately not promoted anymore in our community. What they've started doing is putting into the atmosphere that it's cute to be a baby mama. That's why I never allow my girls to call their friends, oh, baby mama. What's up, baby mama? Don't even put that into your vocabulary. Although I got one that is, she no, she went and had her baby and she's not married, but that's just something that I did not allow them to promote, right? And she still, knows, I always say to my girls, my prayer is for you girls to get you all a good husband that can provide and protect for you, right? Because I tell my oldest daughter she don't need to go have no more, and she don't have no husband. She don't need to have no more. Okay, until she get her a husband. It says the masses of our people need to hear you, Mister. Yeah, a lot of people think that it's an insult. No, it's not an insult. I'm not being judgmental because I've had two children. I've never been married. But I think that that's something that we should start back promoting within our community. Make sure, marriage, because two households is better than one. Okay, so that these children can start seeing a strong family structure. And I'm not talking about anything that is just thrown together and unhealthy. I'm talking about a healthy, strong family structure so that these kids can start growing up in healthy households, right? So that's what it starts with, because our community, as I say, is like in a state of emergency. And what we need to start doing, we got to do something. Poverty definitely ignites crime. But even still, there are some things that we can proactively get together and start doing about that. We refuse to support each other. That's a choice. I get tickled when I hear people say, "Well, I don't support black businesses because they had them girls, they got an attitude." You go up into the Asian store, they follow you around and let you know they don't want you in their store. They follow you around and let you know they think you're stealing and everything else, and you can't stay out of there. But we have every excuse on why we cannot support each other. So that's why I say it has to start with our mindset. The government became the husband. Yeah, that too. So that's why I say, how do we regain that back? So how do we um um retract that, if I'm saying that right? How do we turn that around? How do we flip that? If we're saying that the government is the husband, so the government became the husband when the government started giving out uh, welfare checks and food stamps. Am I right? So how is that going to be fixed? How can we fix that? I would love to hear a man, anybody in the bushes. I be having people sit in the bushes. I would love to. So how do we take that control back from the government, since they came in by way of uh welfare and food stamps? I would love to hear the men speak on that. How can we unite again and start back molding the family structure and take that out of the hands of the government? How can we do that? I would love to hear the men say something. Unity and taking care of our own issues. Um, that's 100% fact, but it's also an outdated excuse. I agree, Mr. Parker, and we need solutions. A couple of them from Big Breast. I didn't see McName Mason here. It says, Cup Dog, I'm good. How about you? Sype Dog. Any men have any answers on what we can do to take the power out of the government's hand? Since a lot of the men say that the government is the husband now. Um, TT, we as a people have to show the government we don't have to settle for the bullshit. There is more than just Republicans and Democrats. Vote green. You know what I think? I always felt like what if in order for us to get what we need from any politician, what we have to do is we have to groom that politician. We have to groom them. We have to take a politician, groom him for a position, and then get out and vote for him. Groom him, let him. He knows what we need because we've groomed him. Get out and vote for him. And if he get up there or she gets up there and do what we say do, and by the time they get up there, we start grooming another leader. But if they get their asses up there and get brand new, there has to be a system in place where there are repercussions. So there has to be a deterrence. A lot of times when you're dealing with stuff like that, you have to move militant. Okay. I'm talking about, there has to be a deterrence on, okay, you get up there and you get brand new, you sell out, you're going to have some issues. You're definitely going to have some issues. You're going to have some issues. We have facilitate our own economic, educational, and banking institutions. Okay. You have to bring back the nuclear family, stop with the city girl attitude, most importantly, financial knowledge. I believe the ladies have to stop having babies if they don't have the means to take care of them. Okay. That's a good one. So what do we so how do we also hold the men responsible too that's putting these babies in them? Um, Dialogue says the government is your husband if you're single and your side nigga is your child. TT, you are correct, but in the meantime, imagine how many Republicans and Democrats would lose their mind if we as a country voted the other into the White House. They would just have to be walking around here with lost minds. That's what they would have to do. They just have to be walking around with a bunch of damn lost minds. Definitely has to start at a local level electing, right? We have to be very meticulous about the politicians on a local level. People do not pay attention to who we elect on a local level. You have politicians on a local level. They do all types of stuff. I'm that's all right. I'm gearing up to get my for some all new shows in my area. That's all right. Starting in January. Um Women will have more loyal to their jobs than anything else. And the government made it so that many jobs prioritize women, specifically Black women. Yeah. Definitely has to start at a local level electing the right candidates. And we don't vet our candidates. We just vote based on name recognition or if we like such and such and or such and such and they said vote for this person. We just don't vet them and they know that. And you have unfortunately now more black politicians that are taking advantage of black people. Yeah, that are taking advantage of black people. Other black politicians. Mhm. Hold on, you all. All politics are local. Interesting topic. This system simply isn't for black people. It's literally against us. We are too busy hustling. We have to stick to get right. Most people are busy hustling, trying to live, that we don't pay attention to all of the other stuff that they do that are not conducive to our lives. And that's so true. That's so true. I tell you. Unfortunately, it's just a check and clout, fake credit for some elected officials. They have zero understanding on how government operates. You got that, Ashley? You just I'm telling you right now. Hold on for a second, y'all. I'll be hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, you guys. Give me a few minutes. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Yeah, I have become so addicted to that Minute Maid zero sugar pineapple juice and mango juice. It's so good. It's so good. It makes me wonder, does it really not have sugar in it? Because it tastes good. Um, go and get the book Power Economics by Dr. Claude Anderson. I'm gonna order that. I've heard so many people talk about that. Since you brought that up again, I'm gonna order that tonight. I'll order it tonight because we definitely gotta start preparing ourselves and grooming ourselves and start focusing on what matters. We got to start focusing on what matters. Um, and start preparing. If and groom yourself to be a politician. You know, if you know you're not going to sell out, you have your own mind and all that. Start getting out there and doing things for the community. Cypress, what are you talking about? We had a Citizens Academy at my job. Let me see. At my job, my last job, and I always encourage, inform, engage people to participate. It may spark a future leader. Absolutely. Instead, you have people that um, do what they can to try to discourage people. I have a family member that's going through something right now, and you have to be very meticulous. And I learned this as I got older. You have to be very meticulous about who you. What happened, Lori? What happened? Lori said, "Oh boy, what happened, Lori?" Lori, what happened? Um, you have to be very meticulous about who you confide in, about who you, especially when you're going through stuff. I think people need to start making wiser decisions about who they decide to allow into their inner gate. And that inner gate would be what is closer to their soul, right? What is closer to their soul. You all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, okay? I was waiting for Lori. Lori said, "Oh boy, what happened? I thought I missed something." Oh, okay. I didn't know what happened. I was like, "What in the world is going on?" No, you're not blocked. I can see you. I can see you. Oh Lord. So what I was saying is, y'all, we have to be wiser about who we allow into our ear gates. Um, we just got to start being proactive, right? We got to start being proactive, you know. I think, I was thinking about this, and I was like, wow, um, there are a lot of people that reach out to me on here, and it's a lot of cool people. I could tell, like, by when people reach out to me and stuff, I could tell when they're just cool, chill people, because a lot of times when people be reaching out to me, I'll go and I don't say nothing. I'll be lurking on their pages, and sometimes because I be nosy like that. Sometimes I look at some of their posts and stuff, and I go, "Dog, that's a chill person right there. That's a cool person for real." And so I think, there are more, probably more good people that's just really afraid of allowing people to get close to them or whatever, or sometimes they're kind of naive, you know, um, they want to be helpful and then people burn them. But what we have to start doing, because I feel like it's more good in the world than evil. It's just that evil has for some reason such a strong force, right? Evil has a determination, but even still, evil can never override good. I just think that when people are good, that oftentimes they don't know how to use their power. They'll sit back and let people, well, I'm just going to I'm gonna let God handle it. Well, yeah, you can let God handle it, but God says, faith without works is dead. I feel like when people violate you, when people that to me, that's one of my pet peeves. I hate being violated. I do. I hate being violated, but I'm so happy that I'm at a point now where I know how to be proactive. Um, I know how to be proactive as it relates to violations, right? And I don't have to get on here and scream on every rooftop about how I'm being proactive and ensuring, because the goal is to make sure that it stops, right? And so I think that's what people need to do. Start being very cognizant and getting people around them that helps them to stay in a realm where they are proactive. If you see some violations, I tell people, if you see some violations, Because hey, as it relates to anybody, why don't you be proactive? Screenshot it, screen record it, send it to that person so that they can do those things that are necessary, to send it to the right people to ensure that those violations stop, right? But when you have people around you that want you to be on go all the time, it's not because they care anything about you. They just want to see you make a damn fool out yourself, right? Because being proactive so that violations can stop does not look like a clown, right? It does not. It don't even have to be loud, right? You get more done silently. We may have to lose a generation like the Hebrews in Exodus to move forward. Um, Ken says society has made it cool to be negative. Right. Everybody crashing out. I mean, old ass dirt crashing out, doing things that's gonna get them messed over, them and their livelihood and everything else, but they crashing out. They crashing out to be in good favors of somebody else. You got to be the damnedest fool to be sitting up doing things that are not conducive to your livelihood, right? You got a job and you letting somebody make a damn ass out of you to do something that's gonna get you off to make you lose your job, and you got bills and a family. Some of these folks have minor children. I know everybody got bills to get you off of your job. And depending on what the violation is, you file a lawsuit against that job. Then in return, that job is gonna bring charges against you because they're gonna want their hands off of it. We prosecuting them. That's what they're gonna say. We're prosecuting them. We had nothing to do with this. People get themselves caught up in stuff for instant gratification because of jealousy, because of mental illness, and because of acceptance. Okay, because of acceptance. People can call me stuck up, but I can't help you tear nobody else down. I can't help you do it. I didn't come from that. Okay. In the 90s, it was cool to be smart, and yeah, it was cool to be smart and have good manners. I still love, let me tell y'all something that happened today. I was walking into I also had to go over to the court today. Y'all know that's where all everybody be going to the court. There was a guy walking behind me. I know he was on his way to court. I know he was on his way to court. I mean, he looked like he was straight up from straight up roughneck from out of South Memphis. I'm gonna tell y'all something. That guy looked like he was maybe in his late 20s, early 30s. I was in front of that guy. That guy started speed walking, and went around me before I got to that door so that he can open that door up for me. Stood there so he could open that, because by that time I had been in the federal building, the city building, the the county's building. Then I had to walk back over to 201 Poplar. By that time, shoot, I be liking them stiletto heels and stuff. By the time that doing all that walking, that leg had started shaking. Okay, it was almost trembling. So he was able to power walk in front of me. He stood there. So he could open that door up. I said, "Wow," So I know a lot of young guys and stuff are misguided, but I was like, I know this right here is just old fashioned for me to even think something like this. But I was like, Lord, don't be carrying no money on me. But if you would have had some money, I would have tipped the little guy and said, you know what, young man, I'm going to reward you. I was like, I wish I'd had some money on me. I'm going to reward you for being a gentleman. Don't stop being a gentleman. I know that's some stuff some old people do, but I sure would have did it. Um, th- this election is going to show you what splitting and electorate is going to do for your campaign, contrary to what many may think. But this generation will be the generation to free us because they are absolutely fearless. And this generation, they're more caught up on game too. Like a lot of the game that you know um was able to be played on the our generation and the generation before us, they use fear. They can't use fear with this generation because everything is F that. Oh, yeah, they are fearless. First, they must be taught the knowledge of self. Yeah, it ain't nothing better than learning knowledge of self. I've been listening to some stuff. Y'all, I'm listening to something that absolutely works for me. It works for me. Dwayne, I respectfully disagree. Too much emasculation of our young men. There are plenty of healthy and abundant marriages and black men and women that praise and lift each other. Got to stay off the internet and get in a real circle. Well, that's true. There are a lot of marriages, uh, African American marriages and stuff where people lift each other up. It is. It's a lot of healthy black marriages too. African American marriages. I agree. But I think that should be we should demand that that be shown more when they're showing broken families and stuff. They don't want to show the family unit in any of these movies and stuff that we watch. We can demand it by not watching them. We don't have to go and look at these movies. We don't have to give them the ratings. If we don't give them the ratings, then it will force them to change how black people are depicted. It will. Yeah, they're fearless, but they have no focus, very short memory. The internet wants us to believe these things, and they are not the norm. Men are still chivalrous and open, like you said, Miss T. Yeah, I was just very proud of that young man for doing that. And like I said, I know he was on his way to court. And he hurried up and walked around me and waited on me. Cause like I said, by the time I walking so much today. I mean, it wasn't even hot out there and I was sweating. But that was my exercise, walking in Memphis downtown with stiletto heels on. That was my exercise, child. The cost of trying to be cute. But when I walked up in that meeting today, I was stepping. Um, but by the time I got back over there to 201 Poplar, because I had to go up in there today too. Them big legs was, oh Lord have mercy. They had been stepping so high, and I had on, but the shoes that I had on, the platform was not high up on them. That's what that was. So it was like the heel was up high and the front was down kind of low. So it made my leg tired quicker. Um, Black men marry black women at 90%. On the flip, 50% of black men are childless. Is it? 50% of black men are childless? Are you sure? Hmm. 5%. 5% of black men are childless, right? Hey, 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 hey. Ooh. The young girls don't like the chivalrous man. I I don't know what's wrong with these girls. No, they like them. They like guys that are disrespectful, calling them B's and H's. I'm gonna tell y'all something, y'all. Somebody had called my phone and they didn't know they forget that they I guess they didn't know they had butt down me. And that him and his girlfriend was arguing with each other. They was calling each other all kinds of bitches and hoes. Nigga, you ain't nothing but a boy, bitch. You dumb. So what, bitch? So what, stupid bitch? I mean, just how can people even function and stuff like that. I wouldn't even want to be with a man that got mad and called me B's and H's. That's it. As a matter of fact, that's it right there. I'm not gonna be with it. Because if he get mad enough to call you B's and H's, he can get mad enough, he'll get mad enough to hit you. And to me, both is just as bad. I don't know how these women deal with that. And on the flip side, women, I always tell my daughters, that's because I was always taught that don't open up that door. You start calling him B's and H's, you open up that door. And it's gonna be hard to close it because the first time he get mad and call you out your name and you make up with him, that's gonna be what you answer to. That door is gonna be forever open. It's gonna be forever open. I can't function in nothing like that. I hate a goddamn cis ass nigga that think he gonna be calling me B's and H's. Mm. Ugh. Nice guys finish last, always damn near. A man goes through his teens and 20s and start giving the woman the type of dude she really wants. No, I'm thinking there are women that still like nice guys. I like nice guys. I like guys that are funny. I like guys that are funny. I like to laugh and stuff all the time. I said I can't stand a guy that's always real serious. It's this guy I know. He always wanted to date me, but he was always just too serious. Like, you laugh about said, "No, I'm serious. No, it ain't funny. You laughing, but I'm serious. I don't know. Ain't nothing I could do with you but to get you away from me. You have me depressed all the time. Mm-mm. Cause see, I joke a lot. I do. I joke all of the time. Women would get annoyed when a man say, "Good morning, beautiful," but would think being called a bitch. Hope it ain't like that dialogue. Love it when I love that. You know, mm, it's more women that do like that, and I'm serious. They like for men to text them. It's a beautiful thing. Like you wake up in the morning and and the first thing you see is he has texted you, "Good morning, beautiful. I'm up getting ready for work." That's a man that's interested in you. You already know you're the first thing that he thinks about when he gets up in the morning. I mean, who wouldn't like that? Keep it Cypress. That's why you ain't got nobody. Two feminine energies. It's like the woman is in a relationship with his stud. Yeah. Oh Lord, where is I thought I saw did I see Diane in here? Is Diane? Maybe I thought I saw her. Maybe I didn't see her. I don't know. I be thinking I see people and I don't see them. I had the most amazing time when I was young. I'm from Memphis and I love that. I love to talk. Listen, this is a sign that I like a guy because people like I don't text. I'm old fashioned. I don't like no texting. That's a turn off to me. I gotta feel your energy and hear your voice and all of that. I like to talk on the phone. I guess I'm just like a teenager. Most guys do not like talking on the phone. Okay, they don't. But I'm one of those ones. I'm still like a teenage girl. I like to if I like him, especially if he's got good conversation. I like to talk and laugh. And until I get busy. I had a guy say that to me. You just be wanting to talk on the phone with me, and then when you busy, you don't want to talk. I said, how can I talk to you if I'm busy? I like to talk on the phone. My communication skills are on point. Yeah, I like talking on the phone. It's having fun, talking and laughing. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, because especially like I think if you're on vibrating on the same frequency, there's nothing like people go, but you run out of things to talk about. No, you don't. Not if you are if you and that person are vibrating on the same frequency, on the same level, you never run out of things to talk about. You just start picking up talking about different conversations and be enjoying it too. Sound like those simp conversations. Just chatting and laughing. I mean, and you can have serious conversations. Mhm. I mean, but you don't have to be serious like if you want to have a serious conversation for hours, I can't talk to you because you're putting too much pressure on me. Communication rules the nation. Absolutely. I've never in my life dated any simps though. I never dated any simps. I guess. I don't know. I was looking at this post. I promise to God, I hollered. I was looking at this post just yet. No, this girl called. She's got a vlog called, on Instagram. Is her name is Tiffany, and she said that everybody's baby's fathers have pages where they like secret pages where they watch their baby's mothers and stuff. Today, my oldest daughter dad. Now, I mind you, my oldest daughter is 26. I was on Facebook today. I just happened to get on Facebook today. You know, people that you may know. Child, when I saw his name, I hollered. I ain't never in my life seen that guy on social. I didn't even know he had a social media. When I saw his picture, I almost choked. I said, Lord Jesus, this old crazy old man is got him a social media page, and evidently he's been watching my page because he came up as people you may know. If I didn't holler, I said, Lord, this old fool. The black barber says the mofo that I don't want or has messed over me be saying good morning, beautiful. I'd be like, bye. Of course, my daughter's dad and I have not been together in 20 years, child. Neither one of them. And I don't want neither one of them. Over 20 years, way over. Um, but they're cool though. It was just funny to me to see that he had a Facebook page. It was just so funny. I wasn't gonna say it since you spoke it eloquently. Cypher said he just in here chilling. He's trying to encourage and convince the men that they should always stay. What's the word that I'm looking for? Studs, I guess. Yeah, I would encourage everybody to go and look at some of those old documentaries. It's a lot of old documentaries on YouTube. Would y'all believe that? Y'all know, I'm weirded out like that though. I be loving like binging on looking at those old documentaries of like when some of those people, like back in some of those slaves that were freed, like they were able to get recordings of them like back in the 30s and stuff. They were old at that time. They were freed when they were, children and stuff. And to listen to their stories and all of that, I could never get enough of that. Y'all know I'm back binging on Harriet Tubman, and I wish they had more documentaries out about Sojourner Truth, like things like that. I think if we started going back as far as we can go back, and um, really just remembering what our ancestors go went through and what they overcame and all of that. Dialogue says, "No, Tam, them videos are from the 60s. They not from the 60s. Not just those videos, but I saw a video of of some African American people that had been freed as they were freed when they were um with children. I'm gonna show y'all. See, I'm gonna show y'all. It's on there. I think y'all should listen. I see. I'm weird though. I love stuff like this though. Look, two former slaves born in 1842 and 1852 talk about the 50s enhanced video and audio. Okay, they was able to get audio from them. Former slaves filmed speaking about their experience as slaves in America. See, those are old videos and stuff, like way, way old. See, I be looking at stuff like that. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I lay on the couch at night a lot. When I lay on the couch, I'm relaxing and stuff. I love looking at stuff like that. um, Mr. Parker says, "Sipe dog, I ain't finna let her just blind and slander you like that." In the heat of the night, the movie was in the 60s. It was Sharecropper Farms on that movie. I'm talking about documentaries. I'm talking about documentaries. Hold on, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all. Let me just show y'all this.
He work hard. Work hard. He work hard.
I work hard, hard, hard. I get up at 4 o'clock and get my breakfast done. Just at dawn of day, I go to the field and we pick cotton.
Mr. and Mrs. Haywood Jenkins of Sharkey County, Mississippi have, between them, picked cotton for over a century.
My boss man came along. He says, Ray Jane? I said, sir. Says, I say, when you wash? I said, I washed last night. He said, I don't want you to do that no more. That's my agent, you know. He says, every Friday morning or Friday evening, you wash. And let all the children stay there with you until you get through. When you get through, then y'all go back to field and wait. Now, the agent was mean, some of them. Some of them was mean. They want to hook the colored people.
Well, maybe that was a little older because they're saying colored people. Yeah, they saying colored people.
When I was a little girl in slave days, I always had something to do every day, every day.
Now they were
I
actually
didn't have
slaves.
time to play very much at all. I myself was in the house for most of the time. In days like this, while we were outdoors, pulling up weeds or picking up feathers where the chickens was all mixing through the yard, or every day. And in cloudy days, while we were in the house, they had a big pan of sand, silver sand in an old slipper.
Now they were actually slaves because they was born in 1842 and 1852. Let me see when slavery was abolished. Yeah, slavery was abolished in 1865. That's what they're saying. Um, Sorry, but I would have lost my life at an early age because I just couldn't do all that. Yeah, you had some people that went through a lot, and they lived quite a long time too. Some of them, lived to tell their stories and stuff. I need to cut up these cucumbers. um, Hello, Pretty Brown TV. No, we aren't talking about Mr. Parker. Mr. Parker said he wanted to talk about something else today. So we talking about something else. We ain't talking about we not today. I was downtown today too. I reckon we could have. But child, I was so tired by the time I got over to that courthouse. I was tired. Most slaves didn't know any better to have the sense to rebel. They were born into it. Yeah. Um, I think it would be a good thing to read Harriet Tubman's book too, the one that she actually, in her own words, that was translated in her very own words. I like when you talk about like, yeah. Whew, yeah, I tell you, oh, I gotta get back out. Yeah, I don't think they talk enough about Sojourner Truth. They don't talk enough about her. I would like to know more. Just like I've studied a lot about Harriet Tubman. Mhm. Yeah, I'm tired. Most of these MFs have a effed up mindset on top of heavy drug, on top of hella kids. So with that being said, they'll forever be in poverty. Well, poverty definitely ignites crime. Something has to be done. No, something has to be done within our community. Yeah, I went to. Oh, it smells so freaking good. I went to TJ Maxx yesterday. Oh, y'all. I bought so much stuff about a TJ Maxx. It was ridiculous. I got me some lavender whipped shea body butter, and it feels so good, and it smells like lavender. It's purple. It's purple like lavender, and it's whipped body butter. So it feels so good on your skin, and it smells good. I like the smell of lavender. If you were born into slavery, then the norm was the norm. Yeah. It's called survival mode. Stretches across generations, possibly 50 years from now. People will say, I don't know how people let the police mistreat them. Couldn't have been me. It's human nature to survive. Yeah, it's human nature to survive. It is. Lord. So have y'all already eaten dinner? Have y'all already eaten dinner tonight? Have y'all cooked? Diddy got bail hearing tomorrow. I don't think they're gonna give Diddy bail. I heard he fired his other attorney. I think that it's been set up to take Diddy down. I think that they have decided, and they got the prosecutors and everybody in agreement. They're all working together. They've all decided that they're gonna R. Kelly P. Diddy. I think that's what they have decided. But they're gonna R. Kelly P. Diddy. Mm-hmm. So when P. Diddy didn't think his time would come. Jesus Christ. Mm-mm. What y'all doing? Oh, okay. There you go. He says, I ate cereal for dinner. Oh, Lord. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to do some. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button if you haven't. Lord have mercy. Okay, y'all, I'm back. One meal a day between the hours of 4 and 6. Are you doing intermittent fasting? Hi, I was calling to see if my pets were ready. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm on my way. All right. I always say I'm not gonna ever take my puppies back to her. And I only took two today because I knew if I had took all of them at one time, she probably would have been to 12 midnight. T, I remember you talking about cabbage on the grill. I still ain't tried it yet. I will. Yes, cabbage on the grill is so good. As a matter of fact, I think that's when I'm gonna smoke that. I'm gonna smoke my cabbage because I got a cabbage in there. I'm gonna smoke it on the grill. It is so freaking good. I put it in a aluminum pan, and yeah, I do. I wrap it in wrap it up. But I chop it up though and season it and put my turkey bacon and all of my bell peppers and onions in there with it. No, I'm a Muslim and that's a requirement of my faith. Yeah, I just started liking cabbage when I became an adult because I didn't like it as a child. Hmm. Yes, indeed. Oh Lord. Oh, yeah, I'm so freaking tired. Anyways, I gotta go get these puppies. I gotta go pick them on up. I'm coming back home. I am taking a hot bath and I'm going a hot bubble bath. I'm going to soak and then I think I'm going to go to bed early because uh tomorrow I gotta yeah, tomorrow I gotta get out. I'll be out all day tomorrow too. I've been yeah. I'll be out all day tomorrow, all day Thursday, definitely all day Friday. I'll be all day Saturday, and I wanted to go to church, but I'm going to my uncle's church. He's been doing like a different his teachings are different. Um his teachings are different. And this is what I really want to say cuz I think what we should start doing is cuz this is what works for me. I think people need to change their thinking and know that we are creators. Like what you think, you create. be careful about what you think. Be careful about allowing people to anger you and allowing them to have your energy and stuff. Create what it is that you want. Make sure it lines up with what is the word of God or whatever. A lot of people call it the God, call him God. I believe in God because I was raised up to believe in God. But I know I have some people in here that say that they don't believe in God. They believe in energy or something like that. I don't know. Whatever force it is that we believe in is definitely bigger than us, right? Um, but start lining up with that and start thinking positively. Like anything you want, you can have as long as be careful now of what you ask for because what I find is people tend to ask for things that is not for them. I had want her to leave her husband for me. Be careful about what you try to create with your mind because what's gonna happen is you're gonna mess yourself over. You'll reap what you sow, and or you might just get it and you'll be regretting it every day. So be very careful about that and start having people around you that are positive, um, that speak positively into your life, right? Because sometimes people have a tendency, they'll claim that they're with you, but they'll be ready to cut you down when you ain't doing what they feel like you should be doing. Be careful of people with controlling spirits and um, they seem sweet, but they're sweet as long as you're doing it how they want you to do it. Be very meticulous of those types of spirits, and get around people that's for you for real. They speak positivity into your life. They do what is necessary. You all can just vibrate off of each other's good energy, right? You already know behind closed doors, those people are talking. You ain't got to worry about them. They're gonna protect you when your back is turned. You see what I mean? Because that's what really counts, is how people speak about you or allow words to be spoken about you when you are not in rooms to defend yourself, right? So start getting those types, start trying to attract those types of entities into your life because people stay stagnant because they're not willing to start vibrating. And vibrating just means leveling up. It be time to go to other levels where people be caught on the same levels dealing with the same bullshit. And it ain't worth it. Just start leveling up. And once you start leveling up, you will once you start leveling up, when you get to new levels, you'll start vibrating and drawing those liking spirits to you, right? That can actually help you to keep going to other levels because it's just time for us to get out of these out of being as stagnant and caught up in stuff that don't mean nothing. It don't mean a hill of beans, okay? Yeah, I'm so tired. I hate I gotta get back out and go get these puppies. Okay. Anyways, you guys, I wanted to get on here and just do some little light talk with y'all tonight. I can't wait to get back home and get in the tub. All right. Oh, I got some. Ooh, put some Epsom salt too in my. Oh, yes, God. Anyways, y'all, I love you guys. Y'all have a good night.